Hi, it's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And today we wanted to talk about why sleep tips aren't always enough to create the sleep that we want. I don't know about you, but if you've tried following sleep hygiene tips that we actually get on the internet when we Google, how do I create better sleep for myself? How do I sleep naturally? I know I did a lot of that when I was struggling with sleep. And it would bring up things like having dark shades or not being on social media or on your phone before bed. Stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. Like wear those blue light blocking glasses, whatever they are. A lot of things that are helpful, but never helped me fix my sleep issues. And I don't know if you've tried those sleep hygiene tips and it just actually made your sleep worse. And it made your sleep worse most likely because it created frustration and limiting beliefs that there's something really wrong with you or with your sleep system that you're not able to create this sleep for yourself. And a lot of times people say, well, this is just how it is. This is what I have to deal with. And I want to tell you that it's not true. You don't have to. You can take a holistic approach to your sleep issues to actually resolve them once and for all, and then gain all the tools and resources so that you can enjoy the rest of your life being someone who sleeps so well. I know I've been there, I've done it, so I want to also guide you on this journey. Before we go further about talking about sleep hygiene tips, and I give you the reasons why I believe most people aren't sleeping, I wanted to let you know that we are going to end 2024 with a bang. We're doing 4 free coaching calls. There's already one done. There's 3 more to go, December 18th, December 30th, January 2nd, where I'm doing those so that you can like really close off 2024 and start 2025 being your best year of sleep yet. And there's also a new cohort of the Better Sleep community starting in January. So if you really wanted to flourish in your sleep area, part of your life, this would be the time to do it. There's a link below in the description that you can go click on and sign up for those calls. If you've missed them, no worries. Afterwards, we're going to put them on the free resource tab so you can access them at any time. So, sleep hygiene tips. There's so many limitations to the sleep hygiene tips in my point of view or my belief because they're only focusing on like what you actually do before bed. When I work with people, I like to look at the 3 components to better sleep, which is your emotional well-being, your mindset, and your behavior. So the sleep hygiene tips for me kind of fall in the behavior category most of the times, but they don't look at the emotional well-being of a person, the state of a nervous system of that person, or even what their mindset is. And so let me give you some examples of each, and then I'll tell you how we kind of create this holistic approach in the Better Sleep community. So emotions and emotional well-being, they kind of go together. Your emotions are like, are you frustrated? You can't sleep? Do you feel anger at night when you're laying in bed, tossing and turning? Do you feel like anxious just thinking about bed, like, oh my God, here we go again. I don't know if I'm going to sleep. All these emotions create a dysregulation in your nervous system that activates the fight flight response. When our nervous system is in a fight flight response, it's going to keep us awake because it perceives a danger, and it's not a real danger in that moment if it's really safe in your home to go to sleep. But because the activation in your nervous system makes your nervous system believe there's a danger, it's going to keep you awake because it's trying to keep you safe, which is not what we want. We want to rewire the cues of our nervous system so that we can actually learn how to calm it at night so that when we go to bed, we know that and we trust that we're going to fall asleep because we know exactly what our nervous system needs in order to calm down. That's what we're going to talk about in a little bit. I want to make sure we talk about resources to help us calm the nervous system. But even though we've looked at that, what if our limiting beliefs are the actual issue? Because a limiting belief when it comes to sleep might sound something like, and I'm just going to name a few, but you can come up with your own limiting belief. It's not possible for me to sleep. I've tried everything under the sun and nothing has worked. No matter what I do, no matter how long I stay in bed, sleep just doesn't come. I've always been this way. The older you get, the less sleep you get. The list goes on. That all creates doubt in your nervous system. And those limiting beliefs, they actually come from a state of a nervous system that is dysregulated. Meaning that if you had regulation in your nervous system at the time you go to bed, because the regulation goes on and off all day, But what would it sound like to be someone who is confident about their sleep in the belief category? It would sound like, oh, I can't wait to go to bed. I know that I'm going to go to sleep. Sometimes I wake up through the night, but I just roll over and go right back to sleep. I sleep well 95% of the time. That's one of my beliefs now. If I don't get sleep tonight, I know it's because something activated my nervous system, or maybe I drank that extra cup of coffee I shouldn't have. I can quickly come to the root cause of the lack of sleep that night. Right. So we look at emotional well being, then we look at our mindset, and the last we look at our behaviors. These are things like not being on our phone at the end of the night, or maybe it is that I'm on my phone and I am sensitive to this blue light that the computer emits. So I wear those blue blocking glasses. Now, I've never worn them, I've never needed them. For me, it's more about my mindset and my nervous system when I'm not sleeping. So it has nothing to do with light. But for some people, they want to use them, and that's fine. We just have to know that it's not the only thing. So I remember I had a client once, and they had gotten the glasses. They wore them like when they woke up in the morning, they wore them at night just to make sure they didn't get extra light or this blue light that supposedly affects your melatonin. Mm, but their job was so stressful. They worked like 12, 14-hour days, go, go, go. They half the time didn't even stop to eat or grab something to drink. They lived on coffee. Wearing those blue blocking glasses wasn't going to help, right? So that's why we need the holistic approach. We have to look at the big picture to see what exactly is going on for you. So, in the Better Sleep community, which is my online program, we teach these things. We teach what are resources, where we want to find like resources that helps bring the resiliency in our nervous system. One for me is I always have this soft blanket with me. I love cuddling it. It's warm. It's actually a heated blanket. So if I'm sitting here doing some work, and I want to stay in this regulated state, I just bring my heated blanket. It's actually so comforting that when I don't have it, I feel like something's missing. But I can do without it. It's not like I need to have it, but it's just a comfort to have it. Other resources that we talk about is like when somebody is upset, do they have somebody to talk to? So the resource can be another person that you connect with. It could be an object that you use. It could be soft music that allows you to calm down in the evening to then create this calm in your nervous system that helps you sleep. That's one of the tools we use. We also, in the Better Sleep community, we learn how to use tapping. So I don't know if you know what EFT is, tapping. So we're tapping on the end point of the meridian lines. There's been so many studies done on tapping. You can like just search tapping results or EFT for sleep or any of that. You'll see that there are quite a bit of research done. Tapping allows our cortisol level to actually reduce. It kind of stops the adrenaline from being all charged up. So when we are feeling hyped up in our nervous system, we can just do some tapping. I teach external orienting tapping and a few different ways. There's a holding the truth technique tapping that we learn to name what is really happening with us in the current moment. Like we're not going back to other things. We want to sleep tonight. So we just want to focus on I'm frustrated in this moment because my kids didn't do the dishes again. Or, I'm frustrated in this moment because my boss didn't pay attention to what I was telling him that is too much work, right? So we're going to focus on the present moment using this other tool of tapping. So you'll learn how to do that in the Better Sleep community. Another big one that I use is orienting. So there's a difference between orienting to your internal environment and orienting to your external environment. And often when we go to bed, our internal environment is what's more activated. So we want to learn to orient to the external so that we can send signals to our nervous system, create like new neurons, new neural pathways in our brain that says that my bedroom is actually a safe place to be. I don't need to be activated right now. It's okay for me to go to sleep. So those are just some of the tools that we use in the Better Sleep community that I wanted to share with you that you could start implementing in your everyday life. Now, the other thing that I want to do with you here is maybe just give you one little exercise that you could do to see if this could be the start of your healing journey for your sleep. Is how do you understand or learn what the stresses in your life? And I do this sometimes with my clients, or even I do it for myself. It's what I call putting the day to rest. So when I'm done work for the day, like I work from home, so my office is in one of the spare bedrooms. So when I'm done for the day, I'm going to write a note. Actually, I have my note here from yesterday. So last night, when I was done work, I took a piece of paper, plain piece of paper, and I wrote down what I needed to do that I didn't do that I remembered I want to do that tomorrow morning. So by writing it all down, quick list, like I just a few words, went, okay, I can now close my office and walk out of here and not think about work anymore. So I've kind of like separated work and my life, but I really like wrote down things I don't want to forget because I don't want to wake up at 3 in the morning thinking, oh my God, I forgot to do this. Right. So that is one small thing. Could you do that, say, before you start winding down for the evening? With, is there anything that I maybe didn't get a chance to do today or that I want to make sure not to forget tomorrow, and write it down? And sometimes during the evening, as I'm like either doing a calming activity or I'm doing dishes or I'm in the kitchen cooking supper, I might think of something else and I just come and jot it down and right away and then get it out of my mind. So is there a way that you can like take action like this today? Can you start recognizing where your stress is coming from? And you can do that by writing it down, all the things that are coming. And then you can get clear on what are the things that I actually need to keep in my life and what are the things that I can do without, so that I can reduce my stressors, so that I can get to the root cause of my sleep issues, so that I can actually sleep better at night. I hope that made sense, how sleep hygiene tips aren't the only thing. Like it's important, yes, like I don't want to make light of them because they are important, yet they're just a small part of creating this good sleep for yourself. So that's it. Don't forget to join my free coaching calls. Again, the link is below. If you have any questions about them, you can always send me an email at support@sleepsuccessacademy. And if you would do me a favor, please share this video with anyone who might need it. Subscribe to my channel, leave a comment so that we can reach more people and get more people sleeping. That's it.